What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ariel and I am the co-founder of Flourish Lashes, and I went from lashing in my mom's basement to speaking on stages internationally. And in this video, I'm going to show you guys, or give you guys, the 3 things that I wish I knew before I actually started lashing. Let's get into it. So before I jump into my tips, I do want to let you guys know that I give so many tips and tricks, whether it's about lashing, whether it's about education, and you guys can follow all of that good stuff on our Flourish Lashes account right on Instagram. I will leave the link in my description. Okay, so my first thing that I wish I knew was I actually wish I knew how difficult it was gonna be to actually build clientele. And I know this is something a lot of you guys can relate to because it's usually one of the biggest questions or the biggest concern a lot of lash artists are having when it comes to things that they're struggling with. And they're always concerned, you guys are always asking, how do I build my clientele? Well, I'm gonna give you guys a couple tips on things that I wish I knew, that I know now, that I know definitely work. One thing that I used to do when I first started lashing, and mind you, this was definitely a few years back, but even if I were to start lashing now, it's something I would have totally changed, is that I would definitely not just post to post. And I know a lot of you guys are literally just posting because you think you have to post, or someone told you that the more content, the better. And yeah, that's true to some extent. But one thing I really want you guys to understand, especially going into 2024, is that content has elevated, and being a great lash artist is just not enough anymore. You need to make sure that you're doing things on a different level. So when it comes to posting content, I really wish I understood the level of intention that was needed behind the content that I was posting to get the right type of clientele. When I say intention, I'm really talking about more of a strategy. You need to make sure that the intention behind your content is to gain clients, but not only just clients, a specific type of clientele. So you need to make sure that when you are posting content, you're looking over your content and you're making sure that the piece of content you're putting out there is gonna resonate to the actual client or potential client you're trying to attract. So that means that you're not just posting, a great set of lashes because they just looked great. You need to make sure that you're posting a great set of lashes with a message behind it that's going to speak to a specific person. Now that could be a sound that you're putting on, maybe it's a video, it could be the tonality of the actual post, it could be the caption or the feel that the actual video or piece of content is giving off. You got to make sure that you're understanding that each post that you make has its own feel to it. So you need to make sure that the post you're posting is lining up with the feel that the person that you're trying to attract is going to resonate with. Does that make sense? Okay, number 2 is I wish I started to develop my intangible skills instead of solely focusing on lashes. Back then when I got certified, everybody was, 5 times certified, 10 times certified, and that's what qualified them to be a good lash artist. That being said, as I mentioned content in our content webinar, we do have one coming up on February 5th. If you guys want to enroll into our free content webinar, then you can go ahead and hit the link in my bio and sign up right now. In this content webinar, you are going to get some amazing insights on what it takes to actually produce converting content that's going to get you new clientele and actually give you high quality clientele. But now I fully understand that we were so new into the industry and everything was so new that us lash artists didn't understand the business side and didn't understand the marketing side, didn't understand the strategy and everything else that came with actually being a business owner. So if I were to go back, I would build and develop all of my skills surrounding business versus just focusing on my lashing skills. Of course, we get it, that's important. But one thing that I really, really want you guys to go into 2024 with is that business is going to be key this year. We need to work on building all of those skills that we don't necessarily see on a day-to-day basis, but they are being used on a day-to-day basis. So things like effective communication, things like customer service, even just going into psychology, touching on psychology and marketing is going to impact you so much. Even understanding the impact of content. I know I mentioned this in the last point, but if you can do a course on content and content creation, and we have one, but if you could learn a little bit more about what it takes to actually create impactful content to, again, attract the right clientele, you're already ahead of the game. So really building those intangible skills would have taken me so much further than I did end up getting in a shorter span of time. Now for my 3rd tip, I wish I knew this. This is one, if I had to pick one, it would be this one. I wish I understood how you could leverage your pricing to impact your business in a better way. Now, what I mean by that is when I started off as a lash artist, even in my training, there wasn't much about pricing. Even now, honestly, till this day, there isn't much on pricing. We're kind of just throwing out numbers and saying like, hey, this is what you should be charging and this is how much you should be charging for your level. And that is just not the case. And that's no longer what I teach or even we teach at Flourish Lashes. We teach so much more beyond that because we want you to understand the leverage of pricing and what it can do for your business. And all I used to think about was, how much did I want to make? What was the lowest price point that I was willing to take for my clients to actually want to come to me? And that was just the worst possible thing I could be doing. And now everything I know now is completely different. Making pricing a part of your marketing strategy is actually going to be huge for you. You need to understand that pricing on its own is its own marketing tactic. And what it does is it actually gives you and your business a perceived value without any other variable touching it. So understanding that your pricing says something about you before your client even comes to you. It creates an image, it creates a value about your business and your services. So really understanding that pricing can kind of sway your potential clients towards you or away from you is going to help you going into 2024. Okay, so those are my 3 biggest things that I wish I knew before, or if I could have gone back and actually started lashing again. These 3 things would have gotten me to my goals a lot faster. And honestly, one of my ultimate goals was to become a lash educator. And I think I would have definitely got there a lot sooner if I knew these things, but it's okay. It's all a learning lesson. And that being said, we have actually created a program so that you don't have to go through the struggles that I went through. We laid it out for you so you get the greatest information right at the palm of your hands so you can go ahead and implement these things right away. That being said, we are hosting a webinar if you are interested in becoming a lash educator, if you are a lash artist currently. That is going to be on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific timing, and you guys can sign up to that in our description as well. Now, that is it for this video. I hope that you guys liked it. I hope that you found it helpful, and I hope that you can relate on certain things here where you can go ahead and implement them and make some changes in 2024. So if you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll be back with something new next time. Bye.